I was contemplating sunlight coming through this crystal vase and all of its refracted colors. Probably that interest started with my mother, who's right over here, as she hung prisms in the window, and I admired the colors. That's something that never went away. So as I was admiring sunlight's refracted light coming through the vase, I also noticed a dead bloom in my kitchen, the orchid bloom. And I started to think symbolically. What does light represent? What does sunlight represent? It represents our source of every life for every human being here on Earth. So what does the dead bloom represent? For a lot, potpourri. A lot of people it's potpourri. For some it's trash. But really that dead bloom became symbolic to me for humanity in all its imperfect conditions. Aging. In that moment I was thinking about aging. And then I started thinking about imperfections, infirmities, and what if we could be set in this light. I set the dead bloom in the crystal's refracted light, and it became this thing of beauty to me. So I thought, well, maybe that's a way we're all a little more helpful, hopeful, and we can find the beauty in rising above our human condition that we all share. So with that thought, and the first image, G. Clay was born. This was all on archivable canvas in this case. And I thought, wow, we have today's technology. We can project that image. So then we get the chance to project sunlight, all the colors that make up perfect white light. If we could all have the chance to step into the light, what could that do for us? The image had already helped some stroke patients at Cardinal Hill as they went down through the aisles. We had images on either side, and it would help stroke patients turn and look, and they didn't have to do their exercises. So I thought, well, it'd be fun to see what would happen if we could be bathed in the sunlight, the refracted colors of sunlight. So I projected it. And then I thought, wow, what if we invited people to be their own original and step into the light and take a picture with their own cell phone? This is a technology that is now unique to our era. And so we did that at the Art and Bloom event at in Lexington this spring, and we got great participation. People took pictures of themselves, bathed in light, and since this is an abstract and a flower, I mean, who gets a chance to step into a flower? Now you do, and you can either just take a moment in time, or you can express yourself like the abstract it is. Capture that on your phone and become your own original. If you choose to participate in a community art project, like the folks at Art and Bloom did, you upload your image into IntoTheLight.me. It's a website we have, and we capture all those. We get your permission when you send them to us so we can use them, and we can all be in that moment in time captured in a new piece of art, which is vortex, this IntoTheLight vortex. And I chose vortex shape because it's a repetitive shape in nature, and in many cultures it is representative of so many positive things if you research it. It's you know, from our solar system, a vortex, to the koi that's coming out of the water, the vortex. When you go to Australia, the water goes the other way down the vortex. So it just keeps repeating. So that intrigued me, and we all were joined in our IntoTheLight images in this vortex. That's exponential. It starts with a moment, as you play, a projection, all of us selfies, you all get your originals in your phone. If you want to make cards from them, some folks did from Art and Bloom, you can do that. If you want to be part of that piece, we're going to make another mosaic from this time. Maui Crane was inspired to do a dress based on the colors of this crystal light piece. So it's just a moment in time created all that. So that's this part. Now the flower, as I'm looking here at the flower progression, my thought pattern was originally in a game that I call Flowrosophy, is the philosophical thought that could be had by gazing into a flower, and or just the old proverb, just stop and smell the roses. So you can see my early work with the purple is a peak of fertility, and that peak of fertility, the flowers reaching out to the bees and saying, hey, come get, it's all fertile. The next piece, of course, I've seen sacred shapes in nature, the heart that was growing right in that rose, and the hearts are also forming seeds. So there's no need to move. There's no need to move. So it goes from fertility to seed, and then to the dead bloom illuminated, which really, each dead bloom holds a DNA of the next plant. That's intriguing. Other community art projects are that we have, and I invite you to join us to create a whole new piece, a Mount Sterling piece. In addition to the vortex, we have what I call floor shock. And if you ever heard of raw shock ink blot test, that's just a fun play on words, flower and raw shock ink blot test. I invite you to participate, look into the image there, give me your first word, thought, feeling, write it on the paper, drop it in the box, and I will incorporate everybody's thought into that piece, and you can see it from another event. That's how it turns out. So it will be, instead of just getting a group shot of all of us, we're getting a moment in time, what's in our head on that same image, all of this in this moment. That's floor shot. And then dear to my heart are the causes of our troops and their families. So I have another community project. It started with an image that I saw in a flower. We've all been there. We need more hope. We need some courage to come out of that position, that very human position of grief or loss, imperfection, infirmity, and we just need a little hope, a little help. So in our effort to encourage our troops, this will be another community piece right here in Mount Sterling to pay tribute to our troops and their families, their children. If you have anything that you want to say that you appreciate with them, write it on the board, your own writing, your own thought. We'll take a picture of that at the end of the night, and it will be uniquely Mount Sterling. And we'll send it out over the internet. So I invite you to, anyone who hasn't stepped into the light and would like to get enlightened or lighten up a little bit, we'll drop the lights right now. And if you want, you can even get a more vivid picture. So I'd be happy to take a picture with you if you so desire.